right. Please rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. It is just after 5:30. This is the Board of Works meeting. May I please get a roll call?
Mayor Aaron Sims,
Here.
Steve Brown,
Here.
Josh Leonard,
Present.
Attorney George Floyd.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shanda. On to the minutes. If you gentlemen have a chance to review the minutes from our last meeting on the 17th, may I get a motion to approve of them?
I looked at the minutes from our meeting. Excuse me. Monday, the meeting that we had on Monday, November 17th. And after careful examination, they look like minutes. And so I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
I second that.
All right, let's go to vote. Mayor Aaron Sims,
Aye.
Steve Brown,
Aye.
Josh Leonard.
Aye.
Thanks.
Thank you. Additions, deletions to the agenda. I don't believe we have any this evening. Okay. On to old business. We have one item. This is the police department permission to purchase police vehicles. Good evening, Chief.
Evening. So I received 3 quotes, all 3 within our county, one being Gutwein Ford. You guys don't have a copy of that. I have a hard copy. I thought Edgar brought that and left it, but I have that sitting on my desk. It comes in at 48,000 for SUV, a little over, and then 50,000, a little over for a Ford pickup truck. With that, we got a quote from Twin Lakes Dodge, and they gave us a quote for a 26 Dodge Durango V8, $41,663. Hubbard's gave us a quote for a Tahoe at $56,744. I guess what I'm here to ask is if we can go ahead and move forward with the Dodge purchase. I'd be a fool if I went any higher than that, and I can about outfit it for the difference, so.
Yeah, this is very exciting. And this is a good deal.
Well, we're going with 2, because we have 2,
Right.
an 18 and a 19 Dodge Charger in the back.
Yeah.
That are at that age where we're starting to have issues. So this would replace those 2, and they would go into the fleet, and then we would put a 21 Charger that we have that would go back in as a spare,
Yeah.
along with a 22 Ford SUV. So we would have a spare Ford SUV for our part-timers to, especially in weather like this,
Sure.
to be out patrolling.
And so when we discussed it, the savings from this will pay to outfit one of those.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be
That's
right at,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's a
just the
great deal.
savings and the vehicles, we'll be able to outfit at least one.
Yeah.
Plus, we'll have trade-in, so
Yeah.
we may be able to outfit both of them and buy both vehicles for what we can just regular purchase
Yeah.
2 squad cars, so.
Okay. Well, that's great. So I make a motion to move forward with the purchase for these 2 vehicles for the police department with Twin Lakes Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealership. I make that motion.
I'll second that.
All right, let's go to vote. Mayor Aaron Sims,
Aye.
Steve Brown,
Aye.
Josh Leonard.
Aye.
Thank you, Chief.
Well, I'm assuming that I'm gonna have to sign some kind of contract, a purchase order or something. I'm clear to sign that, correct? Okay. I don't need to come back and ask for permission to sign that. No, it'll come out of budget, next year's budget. Yeah,
2026 budget.
yeah, absolutely.
He was just getting permission to go ahead and go into contract for 2026 budget.
Yeah, I'll just tell them
Yeah.
they can't get their money until,
2026, yeah. Tell Mark he's gonna have to wait.
all right, thank you.
Good work, chief. Thank you. New business. First item, fire department. There is a lieutenant to hire with Jake Reed.
Good evening. So with Lieutenant Huff stepping down on January 2nd, we held a process so we can have a seamless transition to have a lieutenant step into that role on that next shift day, which is the 3rd. And so through our hiring process, interview process for the lieutenant's interviews, we've made a decision to promote Jake Reif as lieutenant. Jake has worked here in some way, shape, or form for, I think, about 20 years. Started here right out of high school, volunteer part-time, PRN full-time. He's a great person. I've known him since I was a young child, known his family. And I'm really happy to be able to promote him.
I don't have any questions. Do you have any questions?
Nope.
Okay, then I make a motion to go ahead and promote Jake to lieutenant.
I'll second.
All right. Mayor Aaron Sims,
Aye.
Steve Brown,
Aye.
Josh Leonard.
Aye.
On to the next one. Noah Hatkey has completed his requirements, go from recruit to public safety 1. He also recently just became a paramedic, first one from our first paramedic program.
I'll make a motion to move Mr. Noah Hatke to public safety level number 1.
I second that.
All right, Mayor Aaron Sims, Steve Brown,
Aye.
Josh Leonard.
Aye.
And then lastly, Aaron Ping, also moving from recruit to public safety level 1. And he should be a paramedic here in the next 2 to 4 weeks, I believe.
I make a motion to move Mr. Peng to public safety level number 1.
I second that.
Mayor Aaron Sims,
Aye.
Steve Brown,
Aye.
Josh Leonard.
Aye.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, chief. New business number 4. Street department, we have quotes for 6th Street sidewalks. Good evening, Frank.
Hi there. We're hoping to put in a sidewalk out along the west side of 6th Street, along in front of REMC. We've run it part of the way from Washington Street north to their first driveway. This would hopefully go from there up across the railroad tracks and tie into the sidewalk there along the new White County Recycling Building. That will get us sidewalk up to Hannawalt Street. And then hopefully another year we can proceed on from there. So
And Frank has solicited the required number of requests for quotes, and we've received 2. One being from Solid Finish Construction of Galveston, Indiana. And their quote is $88,850. $88,850. The other quote is from Poor Boys Concrete of Brookston. And their quote is $52,815.25. $52,815.25. I'd like Frank to review these.
yes, I guess I'd probably like to, can we just table them till the next meeting? I think I'd like for the engineer, our city engineer, to review them also.
Sure, fine with me.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I make a motion then that we table these until Frank's had a chance to review with the city engineer.
Right, yes.
I second.
All right, Mayor Aaron Sims. Steve Brown,
Aye.
Josh Leonard.
On to new business, number 5, water, Commonwealth invoice, number 65151. Lead service line in the amount of $14,040.
Yes, that one's just for the potholing that's been going on in town. So we can get them paid for the work that they've done so far.
Is this for, they're checking for which lines are lead and which ones aren't?
Yes.
Yeah, so these guys, in my opinion, have been doing a great job. They came down my street and I heard this loud noise. And I'm like, well, what's going on? So I went out there and it was cold. And I asked the guy, and it's like a whole production because there's like 2 trucks with sand and the whole thing goes down. And I talked to the guy and he told me exactly what he was doing. He was very polite. He's like, do you have access to, he was trying to save having to do it. And I'm like, no. So I'm like, because I kind of want to see you do it. So, and he was very polite and they've been doing a good job. So with that said, I make a motion that we pay invoice number 65-151 for Commonwealth.
Great. Okay, yeah, I second that. I really thought the noise was gonna be Santa on the roof.
Yeah.
That's where I thought you were headed with that, but.
All right, let's go
Did
to
with the Leonard House.
vote. Mayor Aaron Sims. Steve Brown,
Aye.
Josh Leonard.
Aye. It's cool. That's all.
Commonwealth, this is the new lead service line task order.
Yeah, so for, as you alluded to, or as we discussed for item number 5, the potholing is ongoing, and it is going very well. The task order 2025-02 is for the same project, the lead service line replacement project. Before I ask you for consideration of the task order, just an update on where we're at. We had 2,080 unknown services when we started this process, which is a significant number of unknowns. When we put together the planning report for this, we had assumed, because we didn't know, just based on what we had in RCA and everywhere else in the system that we knew, we assumed maybe around a 10% incidence rate for lead or galvanized pipes. So far, as we're going through this, we've got about 300 to 400 services that have been completed. We're at about 16% is what we're seeing right now so far. So a little bit more elevated than what we had hoped, but we didn't really have a basis to go off of when we did that. That was just a best guess. We're seeing a little bit of everything. We're seeing some where there's lead on the city side, galvanized on the private side, some where there's lead on the city side and copper or galvanized on the homeowner side, and then some that are lead on both sides. It is important to note for yourselves and for the public that we have never had an exceedance here, and that all of our water is safe and it's all within the requirements of production. What we're doing here is we're trying to eliminate these based on the mandate that the EPA has passed that says that over a number of years, these lines need to be removed. So 20, yeah. So we've had several years, but we have favorable funding right now. 2037.
So 2027 is when the
Yeah,
final
10
rule will
years,
be, and then
basically.
10 years after.
Yeah, but right now there's favorable funding. So when we're done with the potholing we're doing right now, we're going to have about 1,000 services done. The goal during construction is to do an additional 500, which will leave us with 500 remaining. So by the end of construction, which will start next summer, we'll have only 500 remaining of that 2,080.
They check on 16 on average.
Yes.
Finding lead on one side or the other.
Yes, that is accurate. So we had 67 known when we did the inventory. We found an additional 84 so far. And that's rolling, like we get updates every week and we have a spreadsheet that we keep with the addresses and the locations. The intent is to update the map. And then that will also allow Brad to not send out unknown letters to as many residences. Once we know which ones are lead and galvanized, they get the letter and everybody else doesn't that has copper or plastic. The thought though here is, and what I'm asking for now is, we have a schedule for next summer for the start of the construction for the work. I'm asking for consideration for basically all of the design services related to the project, preliminary, final bidding, and then easements and permits. That will essentially get us through the closing with SRF, which we're targeting for June of 2026. And then the construction would go for the remainder of the year, essentially in 2026 is what we're shooting for. With the number of services we've found so far, we expect that we will utilize all of the funds that have been offered from SRF. And for a refresher on that, that was a $5 million offer. 2.5 million of that is 0% loan, and 2.5 million of that is principal forgiveness, which is SRF's way of saying grant. So that's where the advantageous funding is on this. We're getting this basically half off. So on this project, nothing. No, the only thing that we've done on this project is earlier this year, we did affirm as a board that we would move forward with the offer from SRF. So this is basically the next step in that process to stay on schedule with them to close this fiscal year. That's the update. That's the task order 2025-02. I would be happy to answer any questions that the board may have.
So you're asking us, Jen, just to continue what you're doing?
Yes, this, if you authorize task order 2025-02, it allows me to continue the process and to meet the deadlines that the funding agency has identified in order to receive the funding.
And any money that we need to pay for it has already been budgeted out of the
Great
water.
question. So the way that this will work is SRF has allotted a budget of $5 million. Commonwealth, when we did the preliminary engineering report, identified a project of $5 million and a budget associated with it. So we're managing to that budget essentially. This task order is within that budgetary amount. We've spoken with Baker Tilly. Baker Tilly says that a rate increase is not needed in order to do this project. It can be done with existing rates. So the only thing that we may need to look into, we'll look into this immediately following this task order approval, is do we need interim funding? You know, is there enough cash on hand basically to pay this
Before we get
closing?
paid for the other, okay.
Yeah, so then when we close, then all that money gets reimbursed back.
Yeah,
But the question is there enough? We'll look into that with
okay.
the clerk and with Brad to make sure that we have a good plan in place. And if interim financing is needed, we will make sure that that is also reimbursed as a part of the project.
Well, I think it's just really good fortune for the city of Monticello that, you know, we had a grant available for 5 million, and it just so happened that Commonwealth found a budget for $5 million. I think that is just fortuitous. That is awesome.
It's our job to it is our job to identify the opportunities and advise you of the steps necessary in order to capitalize on them.
Yeah, well, the good news is, all joking aside, anything that we can do to remove lead from our water systems, I'm all for, and I think everybody should be for, because the safer our water lines, the better off our community. So with that in line, what's the number again?
2025-02.
Okay, so I make a oh, you have questions?
I do actually have a question.
Yes.
So we have put together a preliminary design for Dean.
Mm-hmm,
Sorry, thank you, to the tune of $206,000.
mm-hmm.
And then over the next month, we finalize that design for the low price of an extra 125,000. I don't understand that.
It usually takes more to get it started than it does to finish it. So usually a lot of the work is up front when you do a design to get it
I would get
ready to
that.
go. And then once you get to the finalization point, it's a little bit less money to get that done.
But I mean, how is
So,
that?
yeah.
I mean, are you guessing hours?
Yeah,
I
it's
just don't
it's
understand.
hours and tasks and hours basically is how we put that together. So we could take a number of people, we look at the people that we have, what number of hours they're gonna be, what their rates are, and then that's how we get to those numbers.
Okay. So 330 grand, 331 grand really is
Yeah, that's the design.
design.
Yeah, usually it's about, a rough number is about 8% of the construction cost is usually the design. That's a good number to,
So we take the 5 million, we backpedal the design.
that's a way to look at it, and that gets you an idea of whether it's in the ballpark or not, or what you should expect.
And this number Commonwealth is worked into the 5 million.
Yes,
Okay,
this is all included in the 5 million.
okay. And you're gonna do some sort of study calculus of if we have enough cash on hand, or if we're gonna need cash on hand, you're gonna look into that.
Commonwealth, Baker Tilly, the clerk, and Brad will make sure that we have a good plan in place for interim financing if needed.
Okay. And
Brad said he'd back it up personally too, I think. There we go.
That's what he told me before the meeting, so.
yeah,
We'll keep
Yeah.
Patty out of it this time. He won't have to back
I
it.
heard Brad's got the Black American.
Yeah.
I make a motion to approve Commonwealth's, is it a pay app?
Task
Or
order.
Task order 2025-02.
I second it.
Mayor Aaron Sims, Steve Brown,
Aye.
Josh Leonard.
Aye.
Thank you, board.
Thank you.
Thank you.
New business, number 7. This is also with the water department. Angelo Valley from labor to operator.
Wait.
Yeah, he passed his DSM and he's also passed his WT3 licensing. So we're wanting to reclassify him from a laborer to an operator. So he fully holds the DSM. The WT3, he's gonna be an operator in training until next year when he hits his 2-year requirements. And then he'll get his full license for that one as well.
What month is that?
It will be September. Yep.
Questions?
What's the difference in the salary?
I would have to look at the range again on there.
Okay. Can you just email it to us?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
can do that.
just be curious to know. I think Angelo's doing a good job, so I have no problem with moving forward.
Is that a motion or no?
Yeah, so while I'm here, I'll make a motion to approve moving Mr. Angelo from labor to an operator.
I second that comment / motion.
Mayor Aaron Sims, Steve Brown,
Aye.
Josh Leonard.
Aye.
Thank you.
New business, item number 8, wastewater. Permission for Connor Welsh to be a lab tech.
Yeah, permission to promote Connor to the lab technician position. Connor's been, he graduated from the apprenticeship. He's been with us a little over 2 years. He's been in training in that lab. He's, this summer, he's actually performed some of the DMR QA, which is an IDEM quality assurance testing. So, Connor's really, been accurate at his work in the laboratory, so like to promote the guy.
Yeah.
Oh, and range, $24 an hour.
All right, if you're happy with him, then
I'm happy
we are
with him.
happy with him. So, I make a motion to, move Connor Walsh to. Welsh to lab technician per Bob's recommendation.
I'll second.
Mayor Aaron Sims, Steve Brown,
Aye.
Josh Leonard.
Okay, new business, number 9, wastewater, permission to hire Christian Rodriguez.
Yeah, so after interviewing several people for that position, an open position that we had, we met with Christian Rodriguez and interviewed him, and it was pretty cool because he actually was interviewing us at the same time. But of all the candidates, he was our first choice after all the interviews that we done. And we would like to hire Christian Rodriguez and have his first day starting on the 29th of December.
I make a motion to approve the hire of Mr. Christian Rodriguez on the 29th of December.
I second that.
Why not just?
Mayor Aaron Sims,
Aye.
Steve Brown,
Aye.
Josh Leonard.
Aye.
New business, number 10, wastewater, HWC invoice. What number is that? 098S. Dash 21, City Park Lift Station, $4,638.72.
Hey, that's a low one, right?
Yeah.
I like that. Probably one of the lowest ones you'll ever see. Do you really? 72 cents, huh? So that's for mileage. That's why that, yeah. So this is engineering services, administration fees, and also inspector fees. Only 20 hours worth. I mean, it's winter time. They haven't really been doing anything.
We were, last that we talked, we were having issues with electrical. Are we doing better on that?
We've got everything signed. Everything's in place. It's up to NIPSCO.
It's up to NIPSCO. Oh,
That's all.
yeah. Well, that's a great.
And
place
and
to
they'll
be.
get on it. I mean,
Okay, yeah. This year or?
hopefully.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, I will make a motion to pay this invoice number for HWC Engineering. The number's 2024-098-S 0000021.
I second that.
I don't make the numbers up. They're right here. I mean, anybody can see them if they want to see them.
All right, Mayor Aaron Sims,
It looks to me like I make the numbers up.
Steve Brown,
Aye.
Josh Leonard.
Aye.
Great.
Thank you,
Anything
guys.
else? Thank you.
No,
Thanks,
thank
sir.
you. Anything else, gentlemen? Any other matters?
Merry Christmas from the Monticello Board of Works. And everybody remember, the reason for the season is Jesus.
Folks, our next meeting will be on January 20th. Yep. Please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. It is just after 6:07. May I please get a roll call?
You had to say that number, didn't you? All right. Mayor Aaron Sims,
Here.
Gary Allen,
Present.
Bill Cheever,
Present.
Kim Kramer. Here. Tim McQuinn,
Present.
Dave Patty,
Present.
Attorney George Loy.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. On to the minutes. We've got the meetings before us from our last meeting on December 1st. If you had a chance to review them. Can I get a motion to accept them, please?
I'll make the motion that we accept the minutes from our previous meeting.
I'll second.
Gary Allen,
Aye.
Bill Cheever,
Aye.
Kim Kramer. Abstain. Tim McQuinn,
Aye.
Dave Patty.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Bill, is there any additions or deletions to the agenda? Nothing tonight? Okay. On to citizen participation. Good evening.
Evening. My name is Jasmine Brantley, and I want to thank you for your time today and allowing me to speak. I'm here to speak on behalf of some of the citizens in White County. I've been speaking with Mr. Aaron Sims here, the mayor, and I am hoping to persuade you all today to allow a food shelf or little free food pantries to be posted around our county. As most of you know, we have a total of 9.96 of our population that is what I would like to call in need or in dire assistance of food and other necessities. As you all know, we do have a White County food pantry. However, our food pantry requires that you meet certain requirements. And most of our citizens do not meet those requirements to receive that assistance. They are asked about their income, they're asked about their homes, they're asked about their car payments, things like that. And that, I understand that that is, a guideline or a level. However, that doesn't mean that, those people aren't in assistance or in need. There are things like hospital bills, unexpected accidents, car, troubles, just whatever in our county that goes on. Just a while ago, we had food stamps being cut, and that affected a lot of people. I personally served 80 families here in White County, and I served about 10 to 20 in other counties. And that was just from food from my own pocket, from donations from my church, from donations from our citizens. I believe that these little free food pantries would help us, and that we should be able to allow our community to reach out and branch out more to help each other. There are other counties such as Tippecanoe County, Logansport has some as well. There are, Newton County has a lot of them. We have little free book libraries everywhere. And I think that is a wonderful thing. I would just like to expand that idea and make it so that way we are able to help out a little more, not just in reading, but in necessities like hygiene, food, non-perishable items, diapers, maybe even clothing to be added on the side. There are multiple people on Facebook who offer food out to the others, and most of the time it goes to the trash because others don't come and get it, or people are scared to meet up on Facebook. There's been multiple burglaries, vandalisms, fights, different things that have happened here recently. So I believe this will not only help others who need it, but people who are too embarrassed, too ashamed and just, needing the help and not able to get out during the food pantry times. So I hope that my speech and my coming here will help our community, and hopefully we can add this to our community.
Are you affiliated with anybody or just your church? You doing this on your own?
I'm doing this just strictly on my own.
Okay, do you have a plan? What's your
Um,
plan to do all this and how are you gonna
so-
set up these shelves and these?
So I did look into a lot of the budgeting and things like that. I've had some people offer to donate shelves. My plan has been, and I have been asking multiple facilities like the library, town hall here, just a few different areas that would be willing to put up a shelf. And even my church has offered, Sitka Baptist has offered to, even put something up. So that way it's in a non-disclosed location.
I remember when the library was open, there was a shelf, I think, by the door where people kind of left things or took things as needed. I don't know if they're planning on redoing that when they reopen or.
I do remember when that was a
Yeah.
time that there was one. However, I do think because of it not being maintained and things like that, that it was taken down. However, I am offering to maintain those shelves or help out in any way. Um, Before I received a job, I was in need. And I can remember when I would go up to the food pantry, and because of my husband's income, we were denied. And that extremely broke our hearts because we are without a home. We just got a car loan, and we, were in desperate need, and we were denied because he made $20 an hour. And so I think that is a real shame that we have, resources, but we're not able to give those resources. So I know that it's probably not in the budget to help or whatever, but I, am hoping that we can come together as a community to solve this problem.
I commend you for what you're trying to do. Just curious to talk more about it outside of this chamber, okay? Love to
Yes.
hear it. Maybe we can help personally somehow. I don't know if it's something as a council we can assist with. I don't believe so.
If there's anything that's prohibiting this from happening, then we can take action there, but I'm not hearing anything that the council specifically can do in terms of like zoning or
Yeah.
approval of request or anything like that. It seems like there's some planning
Uh,
yet that needs to happen to kind of know exactly where, when, and who and what. Again, I think it's a great program. And you've made a great case about it, and I 100% agree with you. So
I would
whatever we can do.
I would like to put up some little free stations such as the libraries. However, they are posted on city property or on one is by the U.S. Postal Office. I believe that's private property there. There's also one was posted directly across from here at the old bookstore. So I'm just,
We talking the books?
yes, I would like to put little libraries next to those books for free food and stuff like that.
Like a little closed-in box you're talking about.
Yes, Tippecanoe County has them all over the place. And however, the city themselves have put those up because due to zoning commissions and things like that. So,
That'd be something we could definitely, I think, look into, right? See what the possibilities are.
Yeah.
Certainly we have control over or the ability to change things on city-owned property. When it gets into county property, obviously they would have to approve that, or any other private entity would have to approve that. I think if we go with a plan and an idea well defined, and see what people will do. I think you'll find a lot of support in this community.
Yeah.
appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Yep.
Thank
Yep,
Jess.
thank you. Merry Christmas.
Citizen participation. Anyone else tonight? Oh, don't get Wayne. Let's don't get Uncle Wayne started, okay? Yeah. Okay, thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, Wayne. Department head reports, these have been written. I think we've all had a chance to review them. Any questions? No questions. We'll move on to old business. Sorry, old business. One item, ordinance number 2025-18. This is a wheel tax and license excise surtax. This is the second reading.
Yeah, this is the second reading of this ordinance, and just to review the format, it was presented on first reading. And the format of the ordinance is that there's a wheel tax and a licensed excise surtax, that if the council is to adopt one, they have to adopt both. And the permissible ranges for the wheel tax is anywhere from $5 to $40. And on the licensed excise tax, anywhere from $7.50 to $25.
And I'd like to weigh in real fast. No one up here wants to see this happen, but it's something that we need to do. And there's been discussion on, well, is the state really making you do it? In a community like ours, with the way we use community crossings, yes, we need to do this. We obviously don't make many moves like this without engaging Baker Tilly. Frank, the superintendent, brought an individual from Purdue up here to talk to us. And we're basically being told, with what we're seeing coming down the road in the next couple of years, this is something we're going to need to take advantage of. Other than that, that's all I have to say.
So I guess I'll kind of weigh in on it as council president. As mayor said, this is something that I think the council and as a group agrees that action needs to be taken on this. And I think the idea of tabling this or kicking it down the road, I think there's not enough support to do that. So really, from the last meeting, we were stuck on the idea of what the proper amounts would be if this is implemented. And I think that's where the conversation went last time. Councilman Patty, you asked, I don't know if you got an answer on the amount of money that we were potentially looking at from the lane mile distribution, direct distribution. So that number, if you look at the PowerPoint that Purdue had provided to us earlier, August or whatever, I think if you scroll down to the pages, I think it was somewhere between $60,000 and $100,000 was the projection for that. So, and it's important, as Mayor was saying, the state has passed the legislation as of today that without having these two taxes locally for Monticello, we will not qualify for the lane mile distribution, direct distribution, will not. So that is anywhere between $60,000 and $100,000 of Monticello everybody's tax revenue that we're walking away from if we don't pass it. So, and it is with that in mind that I'll reiterate, I guess, my position on this is that $60,000 to $100,000 that we would be getting from that lane mile direct distribution doesn't go up or down based on how much we put our tax on our citizens with. So with that in mind, I am going to make a motion that we pass the ordinance 2025-18 with the amendment of the wheel tax amount, which is not less than $5, not more than 40, that amount being $5. Then for the rate for the excise wheel tax, which has a range, cannot be, thank you, Gary. 750, no more than 25. I would put that in at 750, which would effectively be the absolute lowest rate that we can we can do in order to qualify for that lane mile distribution, direct distribution, tax that the state's got, currently on the books.
I'll second it.
All right, let's go to vote. Gary Allen,
Aye.
Bill Cheever,
Aye.
Kim Kramer,
Nay.
Tim McQuinn,
Nay.
Dave Patty.
Nay.
Thank you.
I'd like to go on record to make a motion that we use figures of $40 for the wheel tax and $15.30 for the excise tax. The wheel tax affects relatively few folks. And the excise tax at $15.30 is about mid-range. The calculations are that that will give Frank approximately $100,000 in 2027, if I recall that correctly. And so I would make the motion that we use the figures of $15.30 and $40.
I'll second that motion. I think it's a good figure for us to work with.
All right, let's go to vote. Gary Allen,
Nay.
Bill Cheever,
Nay.
Kim Kramer,
Yay.
Tim McQuinn,
Aye. Yeah.
Dave Patty.
Aye.
Thank you.
Just for clarity. Kim?
Yeah.
Okay. Just so everybody knows, this is the first time we've had something like this since I've been in office, and this just shows you how much these people up here care about every single tax dollar. The number that was being discussed in the whole scheme of things isn't a whole lot, but it just shows how much these people care. So I'd like to thank everybody who put time into that. On to new business, we have streets. Permission to apply for a HSIP grant. Frank?
Good evening. We would like to apply for a HSIP grant. The project we're looking at doing would be to put a crosswalk light at the intersection of Third Street and Broadway Street. As you know, that is a very busy intersection, mornings and afternoons for school children crossing. Over the years, we have had at least one, I think two, maybe two crossing guards hit at that location. We now, Travis has a police officer stationed there every morning and afternoon. We've looked at different things. We've talked to NDOT trying to get some kind of a warning system there. We put an extra street light at that intersection. 2 years ago, when we last talked to NDOT about it, they had agreed that they would put one of the rectangular rapid flashing beacons there. Did not happen this year. When we discussed it again, first everybody's budget got cut and funding wasn't there, so it got put on hold for who knows how long. So this HSIP grant came along. So working with First Group Engineering, we've got in there again, entered into discussions with NDOT. Could we use this grant money to put a crossing light on their street? and they agreed we could. So, basically, we're looking at a total cost, project cost about 550,000. The grant is a 90-10 grant, so for 10% of those funds would be local. We've just finishing up one HSIP grant. We've got two more in the works. They've so far worked very well. Basically what we would do, the plan there would be to actually move the curbs out, make the street a little bit narrower, do what they call a traffic calming project, because as it narrows up, people see and you just naturally tend to slow down. And then would also put a crossing light there with a push button that's, doesn't operate unless somebody comes up, pushes the button. And there again, just trying to help warn people, get people to stop, slow down for the school crossings. The idea of putting a light there is, and, having an officer there is great, but as you all know, there's crossings there all day long, nights, ball games, there's always, there's more than just 2 times a day. So we're just trying to, whatever we can, to make the crossing as safe as we can for not only the school children, but everybody. And it is a very busy intersection.
Frank, you talk about busy, that side, you're right, the school zone, 8 o'clock, 3 o'clock is busy, but within the library getting remodeled, I gotta believe the foot traffic is just gonna be a little busier, I would think.
Yeah.
Chief?
I just want to add that Officer Rich Lee is the one that takes care of that intersection for us. He has his police lights on and all that. He and a elderly lady he was helping across the road just about got struck, just literally last week. He had a stoplight that flashes. He's got a traffic vest on. He's got the light thing that goes on his it's called a halo that Frank has bought for all of our crossing guards. And people just don't slow down. So if we can get any kind of more attention out there, it'd be great. If not, somebody.
So then you turn it into more of a choke point, so it slows everybody down a little bit. Is that basically what we're talking
Yeah.
about? Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, kind of choke it down a little bit, and then also put a push button, flashing light there.
Speed
that will-
bumps with stop stick.
Yeah, yes. And this would actually be, I mean, the way it works, this would be actually construction in a 2029 project. So yeah, it's not gonna happen this year, next year. I mean, it takes.
Why so long?
That's just the way the funding works. Now, there is a possibility, because the one we're just finishing up was supposed to be a 2028 funded project. Some of these, which for me, this isn't a small project, for NDOT with the multi-million-dollar projects they do, this is a smaller project. So there is always the possibility, if we can get this designed and done earlier, if funds are available, this could get moved forward. But at this time, it would be scheduled for construction in fiscal year 2029, which actually starts July 1st of 2028. So, but that's the way it would be scheduled at this time.
So Frank, this would be similar to what's on Sixth Street then? The overhead crossing lights and,
No, this would actually be similar to what's on Ohio Street, the rectangular rapid flashing beacons. We have talked to them, and actually we will continue to talk to them about the hawk signal like we've got on Sixth Street. But at this time, they're telling us the rectangular rapid flashing. So with your permission, we'd like to apply for this grant.
Make a motion that we allow Frank to go after this grant, the HSIP, NOFA, not sure what those stand for, but
Highway safety
Look at you. Okay. Yeah.
I'll second.
All right, we'll go to vote. Gary Allen,
Aye.
Bill Cheever.
Aye.
I'll come back to Kim. Tim McQuinn,
Aye.
Dave Patty,
Aye.
all right, thank you.
Thank you, Frank. New business, item number 2. This is the clerk's office, the 2026 HSA funds. Shanda, you want to help me on that?
Okay, well, we're going into the new year and we're starting the payroll. And we need to enter the HSA funds for 2026. I know there was discussion about it being 500, well, currently a single is 500, family, HSA is 1,500. After speaking with our HR director and I think Aaron, Mayor and I have been talking, we would like to see, the 250 additional for single and 500 for families. So it'd make it 750 for single and 1,500 total for HSA funds for 2026. I know that this was in the talks beforehand, and I don't know, Bill, do you want to say, I know we haven't had this adjusted in what, how many years?
I really don't know when it was last
Yeah.
adjusted.
Okay.
This budget process year, the health insurance did not raise for the city. So out of that, the request was made that we look at increasing HSAs for our employees. The committee did look at it and agreed to move those up by $500 each. If the request of the city is to move it individual to $750 and the family plan to $1,500, certainly falls within the budget that's been budgeted for the council. So I have no issue doing that. If that's what the city would like to do.
Okay, yeah, I know it was brought up in the handbook committee that they would, if they were gonna do a 50% increase for the individual, then do that for the family, but that wasn't in the budget. So to see it fair across the board was due 50 and 50. So it would be 250 for single, then which would be 750. And I think we just need this in the minutes. Is that correct, George? Yep. All right, thank you.
So for next year, it's nice to be able to offer our employees HSAs. Individuals will have the city will pay $750 annually towards that HSA. And for families, if you have a family plan, that would city would contribute $1,500. Okay.
And it's a nice tax deduction, by the way, at the end.
Okay, we need a motion in a second.
I'll make a motion that that's what we authorize.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you. All right, Gary Allen,
Aye.
Bill Cheever,
Aye.
Kim Kramer. Aye. Tim McQuinn,
Aye.
Dave Patty.
Aye.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. New business, item number 3. Motion to approve the allowance dockets. This is from pay period ending on November 30th.
I'll make a motion that we pay our employees.
Thank you, Dave.
I'll second.
Excuse me. Gary Allen,
Aye.
Bill Cheever,
Aye.
Kim Kramer. Aye. Tim McQuinn,
Aye.
Dave Patty.
Aye.
Thank you. New business, item number 4, approve the APVs from 11/26 to December 11th.
I had a question. On page 8, the very last item, it was for the Lafayette Family YMCA for $24,000.
That is a great question, Gary. We've been very fortunate to have the support from the Lafayette YMCA. They are helping guide us in this process. That is for a feasibility study. That study, I think we're going to find, isn't if we want a YMCA or if we need a YMCA. It's going to tell us when do we do this. So is it going to be a project, something that we get moving on quickly, or is it going to be something that we have to table for a little bit? But this is something I campaigned on. It's been on the whiteboard for almost a year now. And I think we're at that point. We just got to either put up or shut up, I think. And we put together a small steering committee. We had around, I believe, 26 people here, roughly 20-some people. Yeah, we had manufacturing representation here. We had representation from the schools, from IU Health, other local businesses, and the support was, to be quite honest with you, overwhelming. So, like I said, this is a big project. This is going to require a lot of work, but this is the first step in it. I've obviously never done this before. Bill and I were kind of joking back in the back of the cost of something like this, but I've never done something like this. This particular group has done over 800 studies and helped YMCAs, Lafayette being one of them, Gas City being another one. So I believe we're in good hands, and I'm extremely excited about the idea of a YMCA coming to Monticello. I sit in a lot of meetings, and you walk out of them with very little answers. And I look at a YMCA with what we have going on in this community, I think it would fill a lot of those boxes. This is a safe place for kids to go. It's a place for families to go. This is a place where other organizations can have meetings, and there's a place to have opportunities for other businesses. IU Health was here. They are very interested in seeing this come together. So I'm excited. I'm glad you brought that up, Gary. Thank you. That's been on my Christmas list. Thank you.
Gary and I had talked earlier in the week, and I guess we're just kind of wondering what is the 24,000 getting us? Have we gotten information yet, or we're buying services for somebody to do a survey, or what?
Yep, we're buying services to get, yeah. So a project like this obviously will be data driven. Okay, I can come up here and show you beautiful pictures of YMCAs all over the country, but what we need to find out is what will it look like in Monticello. So what they're going to do is they're going to give us an idea what kind of program is going to be. Do we want a pool? Do we need one basketball court? Do we need 3 courts? That's basically what this is going to give us, some information. And that'll be done through phone calls. When this is all said and done, we're going to have 600 actual conversations that will help give us an idea of what to expect. So
It's for services that we will get in gathering that data. Okay.
When's this going to take place?
Wednesday with them to discuss some of the questions that are coming up, but it's going to be, we got a couple months here, I think, for it's going to, by February.
I guess my question is, I don't think I've been involved in those discussions and those committees. So I saw the 24,000. I'm like, well, what's this? So I'm kind of just like, okay, so this is a whole new avenue that we're going down.
I wouldn't say it's a new avenue. This was actually on the banners that was on our float that we walked down the couple blocks throughout the city of Monticello. YMCA has been on the whiteboard back behind us for at least over a year now. This is not anything new, other than I think we're finally taking action, I believe.
Maybe we make a motion to table this for a minute. Can we do that? I think these guys seem to be a little bit in the dark about it at this point. Can you do that with the APB or not?
You can move to approve all items on the APV other than that one item and table it.
was just throwing it out as an idea.
I'm trying to answer that question.
Yeah, sure.
I think the real question is where we, number one, do we have that money? Number two, where'd it come from? And if we're satisfied with that, then we might be okay.
Yeah, do you want me to answer that one? Okay. Yes, we do have the money. It's paid out of his CDIP money for the mayor's. That is the mayor's money that he can use. That is allotted to him on the year for like infrastructure, bringing in improvements to the city. And yes, there is money in that fund to be able to pay the $24,000 to have the feasibility study done.
Yeah, so for clarity, because I like clarity. So the annual budget has two line items for CDIP funds, which are county economic development funds. Those funds are specific and can only be used for certain things. So last year, there was budgeted money in the amount of $100,000 that went to miscellaneous and $300,000 that went for infrastructure. Those funds are allocated based on being able to use those for specific projects that would qualify under the CDIP. Okay, this expense would and does qualify under those CDIP funds. So yes, those funds can be accessed to pay for this $24,000, just as Shanda said.
Based on this, I'll make the motion that we pay our bills.
I'll second. All right, Gary Allen,
Aye.
Bill Cheever,
Aye.
Kim Kramer. Aye. Tim McQuinn,
Aye.
Dave Fatty.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. And ladies, thank you, Kim. Miscellaneous, we have a special council meeting on the 29th. It's at 9:30. It's a resolution for 2510, additional appropriations for 25. Mr. Cheever, anything else miscellaneous?
I do not. Everyone, if I don't see you between now and then, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Oh, yep. I'm sorry. Okay, real fast. Gary, anything? Good. Good. Tim?
I texted Chief the other night about 11:30 at night, I think it was. Saw 8 big doe in the old jail lot. Yeah. I actually went around the block. I'm like, nativity? No, that's not a nativity.
Live action nativity.
Yeah.
scene.
So I came back around, kind of pointed the headlights, and sure enough, there were 8 doe feeding in the old jail lot. So, yeah.
Mr. Fatty?
Notre Dame got screwed. I want everybody to know this. So go Hoosiers.
Kim?
I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a safe New Year. And God bless you all.
George, anything?
Merry Christmas to everyone. It's a pleasure working.
Shanda?
Merry Christmas. And then, do you want me to say?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
And then City Hall will be closed Wednesday, the 24th through Friday, December 26th for Christmas. So everyone be safe.
And I'll follow with my Merry Christmas. Frank, you guys did a great job. Another snow. Great job, guys. Thank you.
I do have one more thing. I want to thank everybody for the help they've given me over the past year. I couldn't do it without you guys. You're just all very special and dear to my heart.
Thank you, everyone. Our next meeting will be on, I'm sorry,